what the fuck? It's always this spot. Look at me. I looked fine 2 minutes ago when we were setting up, and now I look like I got a dot for an eyeball because of the stop button thing, which I know they can't see. But, and I'm barely, like, my one arm keeps moving, but you can't fucking tell because of where I'm sitting. Meanwhile, when we set up, it looks like you're barely in the shot. I hit the record button, and there you are, bright as day. I don't understand this shit.
I don't either.
All right.
But anyway.
All right. What's going on, everyone? We are back. It is Inside the Ropes. I am the man. He is shit.
You're an ass.
And we are going to kind of just have a conversation, basically, right now.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about...
Part-time Mania.
Part-time Mania. And we're going to give you our top 10 POS list. Or for those of you who aren't familiar with shortening things, piece of shit list. People that we think are just, either we think they're scum, or we just don't like them. Because I'll be honest with you, there are going to be some people on our list that you're going to be like, oh, that's a really good person. I don't care. I don't care what you think. I don't like them. I don't like a lot of people, you know? And, you know, that's how you made it on my shit list. So, and we're going to start talking about Part-Time Mania. And this is not specifically geared just towards WrestleMania. It is geared what we view as a serious problem in WWE today.
Yep.
And that is that too many part-timers are allowed to disappear, and I mean completely vanish out of the landscape, and then re-enter and be just shoved right into a title picture. You know, and this really, the Part-Time Mania thing really started back with The Rock and the CM Punk storyline. That's when it really gained its ground again. I mean, it had always gone on, but it was starting to kind of die down a little bit, and then all of a sudden, you know, The Rock and Punk really kind of catapulted it again. And I get it. I get why they brought The Rock in. CM Punk was on that legendary run.
Yeah.
And they needed it to be somebody huge who beat him. It couldn't just be anybody who beat him. You know, and The Rock has paid his dues 1,000,000 times over. However, it started a trend that now drives me absolutely batshit crazy. Which is basically that you don't have to be a full-time wrestler to come in and be put right back into the main picture again. I mean, right now, John Cena is the perfect example all of a sudden. You know? John has put his dues in, and like stat-wise, achievement-wise, it's hard to argue that he's the greatest of all time. When you list all the things that Cena has accomplished throughout his career, it's hard to argue against him. Because there's nobody else who's going to match up with him. When he's all said and done, he's going to pass Ric Flair on title holds. But this is going to be now, when he comes back on July 4th, when he came back the last time, it's like he vanishes for 3-4 months, comes back, and boom, instant title match.
Yep.
Always thrown right into the title picture.
He's gonna kill Jinder's momentum.
He will.
It's gonna happen.
He will. And to me, I find it amazing. Like, okay, I get it. You know, John Cena's a big name, and pay-per-view rates and TV ratings always go up when he shows up because more kids will tune in, all that good stuff. I get it. However, you have guys on that roster 365 days a year dealing with injury. I mean, not just dealing with injuries, fighting through injuries, performing with their legs taped and bandaged and their ribs busted up and everything else, trying to make sure that they either A, don't lose their spot, B, can get a push, or C, have the horrible thing happen to them and get dropped all the way down.
Or have the worst thing happen.
Get fired.
Yeah.
And yet, guys like Cena, and I know people will say it's because he's paid his dues, and he's John Cena, and he's not your average superstar. But does that mean he can come back and instantly bury the guys who have been working their ass off all year long?
i.e. Nexus, i.e. Russo, i.e. everybody else that he's fought.
I mean, not for nothing, he just did it to AJ Styles.
Yeah.
AJ hasn't been in the main title picture since he fought Cena.
Yep.
Why? AJ has been the main event on SmackDown Live since it became SmackDown Live. So how come John Cena was able to throw him out of that spot?
And of all people, AJ fucking Styles.
Like, seriously. Daniel Bryan had a legitimate point when he laid his gripe against the part-timers.
Yeah.
Because he was one of those guys. He was the 365-day-a-year guy, busting his ass on house shows and everything else, trying to keep his momentum going because he knew, being a smaller guy, the only thing he had going for him was the crowd.
Yep.
He knew if the crowd fell out on him that Vince was going to drop him right away. And he's watching guys come back and they get main event slots right away. Even this year, if I am an AJ Styles, or if I'm a Dean Ambrose, or a Seth Rollins, or, you know, any of these guys, the fact that Brock Lesnar and Goldberg main evented WrestleMania pisses me off to no end.
And the fact that it was only like, what, a 2-minute match? Less, maybe?
That, if I was them, I'd be as angry as you could be about that. Because 365 days a year, they have to go out there and work. If they just decide not to show up for 3 months, they're going to get fired. And yet, Brock, who's, you know, we'll say half the year he's around, and Goldberg, who hadn't been around in 17 plus years, are all of a sudden the main event of Mania. You know? And it's not just those guys. There's 2 other huge culprits. And they're big-time wrestling legends. And I don't want to take anything away from their credentials, or what they've done, or who they are. But at this point, it's getting to be a bit much. Because, again, you've got so many good superstars on the roster right now. And they're not going to be on Mania, or even SummerSlam, or these kinds of things, because they're going to try and squeeze these guys in somewhere. WrestleMania, you already know, if you've been reading the dirt sheets and things like that, that The Undertaker is seriously considering coming back again. And we already know for a fact that Triple H will have a match at WrestleMania with somebody. All the rumors are pointing to Kurt Angle. We'll have to see if that's true or not. But the fact that those 2 don't wrestle at any point throughout the year at this point. I mean, come on, the Rollins Triple H match, the build-up to it was actually horrible.
Yeah.
Because it was all Rollins trying to build a match by himself.
Triple H just sat back and did nothing.
He didn't show up at anything.
Except the NXT, where he just came out, called security.
Right. And then what,
and
2 weeks before Mania, he started showing up.
Yeah.
Because Rollins was injured and somebody had to pump the match up. Like, what the hell? It's becoming a trend now.
And everyone knows, like, everyone's used to fucking Undertaker coming back at Mania. It's a given. We all know it. But
and we've all loved it for years.
But this is all a Vince McMahon, I owe you one segment kind of thing.
Essentially.
Because that's what happened every year. Taker wants to retire. Vince, just come back one more time. I owe you one.
Yep.
And it's like, every time he comes back, listen, I'm sorry to all you diehard Undertaker fans. I am one of them.
I'm one of them right here, too.
I am one of them.
I love Taker.
But that man is going to die in the ring.
He's looked horrible his last couple times out.
He is going to die. Legitimately. I'm not talking metaphorically. I'm talking legitimately. Die in the ring. First match against Triple H. What did he suffer? A stroke?
Something like that, yeah.
That Triple H had to break character and pick him up and help him to the back.
Yeah.
Then what happened? He got slammed by Lesnar on the head, suffered a concussion.
And a busted hip against Lesnar, too.
Busted hip and a collarbone injury.
Mm-hmm.
And during that, when he had him on the floor locked in the Hell's Gate, he whispered to Brock saying, I can't get up. I can't stand.
Yeah.
Like,
they had to finish the last 5 minutes of the match, or 10 minutes, where Taker couldn't even get up. Which is why the last couple minutes of the match were all Brock picking him back up, hitting him with another F5, pinning him and not getting the win.
Like, me and him were talking about this earlier. I personally think Undertaker should have retired at Bray Wyatt.
I would have been good with that.
I think he should
And
have.
have Bray,
I think Bray,
Taker hand over something to Bray, the hat, whatever.
Bray should have just ended the streak.
And he should have become.
You'll see the lights go out. Undertaker appear fully dressed in fucking trench coat, hat, everything.
And him hand
Have
over.
Bray Wyatt stand in front of Taker doing the whole mumbling thing, that he does. Have Taker take off the hat one more time, do the freaking rolling eyes to the back of the head, put it on Wyatt's head, have Wyatt drop to the floor, and do the whole I am the Eater of Worlds thing, and then have Undertaker stand in front of him and call it a fucking day. That would have been a great fucking ending. But no. Nah, just squash the guy that could have been, the next Undertaker. It's cool.
Instead, it was just a rebound match, realistically.
Yeah, that was really it.
Of what it was.
Actually, every match following the streak was kind of a rebound match.
Well, no, because he only won. Well, he won twice after that.
Yeah.
He beat Bray and he beat Shane. He should have beaten Shane, though. That was fine. I was fine with that.
Yeah. Undertaker didn't even know that match was going to happen.
I know, and then you got Undertaker versus Reigns, which was painful to watch because it was a young, in shape, extremely athletic, on top of his game, Roman Reigns. And on top of his game, Roman Reigns, some of the guys on the active roster have a hard time keeping up with him.
Yep.
In there against an old, in the best shape he could possibly be in, considering all the things that are wrong with him. Way past his prime.
And everybody seems to think that just because people see pictures of him lifting weights at the gym means he's good to go.
He doesn't have to run.
No.
Listen, everybody wanted to kill Reigns for that match. I don't blame Reigns at all. That was all Undertaker not being able to keep. And I don't blame Taker either. This one's on Vince. Taker should have not been allowed to get in the ring that night.
He should have been.
He should not have been allowed to get in the ring.
The man looked like he was literally about to keel over and die.
Listen, the match with Shane was awesome.
Was
Shane
good.
jumping off the cage and everything else.
It was good.
Taker should have retired on top of that cage.
Yeah.
One last time at the Hell in a Cell. It's over.
Yeah. But now, if Taker comes back again, this made his whole little retirement ceremony thing where he took off the gloves and took off the hat.
The passing of the torch.
That just all became irrelevant. And now Vince, you look like a big asshole.
And who's he going to face? Who's left?
John Cena. Cena is left. Remember that.
Please, no. I mean, I know Taker's always wanted that match at Mania. Him and Cena, he thinks it'll be huge.
But not now.
No, it probably would have been huge in their prime.
Back then, yeah.
But now, it's going to be god-awful.
Because you got a semi-young John Cena, still in his prime, versus an aging Undertaker who literally looks like he's about to die.
I'm done with the part-time Mania. I've had enough. I want WrestleMania to be what it's supposed to be. The point in the year where the top guys on the roster get to show why they're the top guys. This year's Mania should feature every one of these names. AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, I'm leaving guys
Baron
off
Corbin.
here. Baron Corbin.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. shit, I'm leaving guys off here. Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose, the guys who all year long are the people you turn to when you need a great match. They should all be featured at this year's Mania.
Bray Wyatt's in a little bit of a funk right now, though.
And yet, I have a feeling that a lot of them won't be. And Bray's not in a funk because he doesn't know what he's doing. Bray's in a funk because creative doesn't know what to do with him.
Not only that, plus now his wife's divorcing him.
Oh, that's personal shit. It's got nothing to do with wrestling. I don't care if his wife's divorcing him.
Bray, good job. You're banging JoJo.
Your side piece is hot.
Yeah, she really is.
And I don't care what you do in your personal life.
Yeah, me either.
Listen, all those people who, he's a scumbag. I don't care if he's a scumbag in real life. That's his business.
He can wrestle.
All I care about is when he's in front of the TV, does he entertain me? And he does.
There is not one moment that goes by where I do not listen to a Bray Wyatt promo.
No, Bray Wyatt promos are the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Bray Wyatt promos are good. They can almost compare to Dean Ambrose moments. Almost.
Yes.
They're almost there.
And WrestleMania should have both of those.
Exactly.
Why?
Anyway.
Daniel Bryan even said it. Ambrose, 365 days a year. You need something, you go to Dean. Main event gets thrown apart somehow, somebody gets injured. You need somebody to step in, you go to Dean. He will be there. He will put on a great match. He will work nonstop. And yet when it comes time for the big moments, somehow he gets pushed to the side.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting to be too much. Hard Time Mania needs to stop now.
Which brings us
to the list
to our shit list.
Piss people off.
We're gonna start with number 1
and work our way to 10.
Work our way to 10. 10 being the least, 1 being the most.
Yeah, and 10.
You're gonna wonder why we're starting backwards. You'll understand.
When we end this, you'll understand.
You'll understand. So coming in at number 1,
our biggest piece of shit in wrestling today,
with 2 votes. Now, how we did this? We each took 10, and we eventually discussed it and combined it into one top 10.
As you can see, we're 1 minute short today.
Yeah. We combined it into one giant turd.
Yep.
So here is set turd. Number 1, with 2 votes, Vince McMahon.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
McMuffin.
I know what Vince has done for the sport of wrestling.
We all know.
The sport of wrestling isn't what it is today without Vince McMahon.
Exactly.
However, Vince has lost touch with his fan base.
Yep.
Vince has lost touch with his wrestlers.
Yep.
And he has allowed great talent to fall to the wayside one too many times. And he continues to push guys, whether you like it or not. Not to mention that any indie upstart or anything in the world, if he even gets a hint that it's going to be successful, tries to buy and bury all their talent instantaneously.
Yep.
Vince McMahon has been responsible for more people in wrestling losing their livelihoods than anybody you will ever know. And because of that, Vince, you are
number 1.
Our number 1 piece of shit.
Our number 2 piece of shit, also coming in with 2 votes, Vince Russo.
Vince. The Vince name has just got no... it's got no goodness attached to it anymore.
Nope.
Vince Russo takes a lot of credit for things he never did.
Yep.
And
not to mention, he's the one that came up with the idea that killed Owen Hart.
Yep.
Oh, let's put him in the blue blazer gimmick. Everyone will remember that. Yeah, he's not over anymore. We need something to refresh everybody's memory.
Wasn't he also the one who came up with the genius Viagra on a pole match?
Yep.
And Buff Bagwell's mom on a pole match?
Yep.
Yeah, this is the guy who's had some of the worst ideas in wrestling history.
Also, he's the same guy that said Finn Balor's not a star.
Yeah, that should have told everybody Finn Balor was a star right away. Vince Russo is just an overrated, over-talked about, unbelievable piece of garbage who's not even liked in his own circles. In the wrestling industry, he's hated.
This is also the same man that produced, Jeff Jarrett laying down for Hulk Hogan. because Booker T wanted to win the title, but Hogan wanted to have his way, so that whole shit show happened.
Yep.
Anyway, coming
Vince
in
Russo, you're a scumbag.
number 3 on our list, with 1 vote, Dixie Carter.
Dixie. What you did to TNA is just horrible. And it's never rebounded.
And that's the thing, she doesn't know shit about wrestling. She
No.
just wanted to own a company.
Yeah. And TNA's never been able to recover from it. Since Dixie has bought the company, they've never found their way back to being a wrestling company again.
And this dumb bitch hired Vince Russo.
Yep.
Which is why they got kicked off Spike TV.
She hired
Congratulations.
Vince Russo, and she actually did what Bischoff did with WCW. She gave the wrestlers way too much creative control.
Yeah.
Just because somebody is a good wrestler doesn't mean they have good ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a reason why wrestlers are wrestlers and writers are writers. Sometimes. And she destroyed TNA, and I love TNA. So for that, Dixie Carter, I fucking hate you.
Speaking of the devil, coming in at number 4, also with 2 votes, Eric Bischoff.
We're at number 4, or number 5?
Number 4.
Really?
Yeah, we went McMahon, Russo, Carter, now we're at Bischoff.
Okay. Eric Bischoff, man. What hasn't been said about Eric Bischoff?
He single-handedly caused the demise
Of WCW.
of WCW. By leaking one vital piece of information. You thought that, alright, if we leak what's happening on WWE on our show, the fans will have no reason to tune into WWE. They'll just watch us.
Problem was when you leaked that Mick Foley was going to win the title,
Everybody wanted to see it.
everybody wanted to see Mick finally get what he deserved.
Exactly.
Because everybody knew for years that Mick deserved it and he never got it. And now he was gonna. Eric Bischoff allowed Hulk Hogan to run fucking rampant over WCW.
Yep.
Did not keep Hogan in check whatsoever. And people blame Hogan for that. Why? He was a wrestler. And he was given power over a company.
So he put himself in every big match.
After years of having to take orders from everybody else, he was given the control to make himself untouchable. And that's what he did. Why? Why do you get mad at Hogan? I'd have done the same shit given in that situation. Anybody would. You want to make money, so you're going to put yourself in the main event matches. Once again, there's a reason why wrestlers are wrestlers.
And writers are writers.
And writers are writers. Matchmakers are matchmakers. Owners are owners. Bischoff didn't want to be an owner. Didn't want to be a COO. He wanted to be friends with Hogan.
Yep, that was it.
And because of that, he allowed an insanely good company with a great storyline at the time.
That could have potentially beat WWE. The Monday
Was
Night Wars.
beating WWE at one point.
Yeah.
But he just threw it all to shit. And it became just another speed bump in WWE history.
Coming in at number 6, with 1 vote only, Jeff Jarrett.
I thought we were at 5.
5 was Bischoff.
No, you said
Yes.
Vince, Dixie, Bischoff.
Oh yeah. All right, my mistake. Coming in at number 5, Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah. And old Double J, man, I was a Jeff Jarrett fan growing up. But
The whole "Ain't I Great" thing was fucking great.
it was funny. Yeah, it was good. But Jeff, what you did to TNA more recently, dude, what the hell are you doing? What in the fuck were you even thinking? He brought back in because of what Dixie fucked up. But because he has no original ideas in his head, apparently, he just takes his 2 companies and goes, bloop.
And now TNA has 3 world titles.
What the fuck? Like, I don't... And the stories you hear about some of the shit he does, like, it's been known for years that Jarrett just basically turns and says, well, yeah, I know that's our best guy on the roster, but he's my buddy, so we're going to give him the title. And you are the driving force behind
Moves.
So fuck you.
Coming out at number 6, Old Trippy H.
This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. I love the game.
Who doesn't love the game?
I
At
mean,
the same time, it's one of the biggest pieces of shit, period.
see, but I don't know, man. He is and he's not. I see him do charity work with kids and stuff.
Yeah.
But then again, that could just be part of his image, you know? Make him look good. Because the facts are, every year, you take a spot away from a guy who's been busting his ass all year long. And I know some people will say, oh no, he's coming back to put over the people he thinks are good. Put him over how? Triple H is no longer relevant in the main wrestling picture. He's no longer wrestling all year long, and it's not like, you know, with the Daniel Bryan thing where he was actually kind of in the picture here and there. Fuck, we haven't even seen him since he lost to Mania, and before that, we didn't see him for months.
Nope.
You're taking your cues from your father-in-law. He got in your ear, and you're listening too much. Knock it off, because what you did with NXT was awesome. Don't let him convince you of otherwise, because I don't like the way NXT's been going lately either. Knock it off. Get off this list.
Coming up next, JBL.
I got nothing on this one.
Listen, just the fact that he drove out Mauro Ranallo,
Yeah, that was kind of fucked up.
that was
I
like
Mauro.
really fucked up. Like, Mauro Ranallo had a legitimate bipolar disorder. Like, he was like legit fucked up. But, granted, yeah, Mauro botched a lot, but you know what? I kind of liked watching it.
He was exciting.
And he was exciting. He had the, like, his voice was kind of
And could
fucking
you see
weird.
Mauro doing the Kinshasa right now? I could see that.
Yeah, yeah.
He's better than the idiots doing it now.
Yeah. And plus, JBL is just an all-around jerk-off. So many people had a lot of shit to say about him.
Yeah, it's kind of notorious. If you go and search up the top 20 shittiest people in wrestling or whatever,
JBL's on there.
JBL comes up on almost every list.
Well, now he's on another list.
So, I mean, I guess he's definitely justified on this one. So,
Coming up next, John Cena.
old Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy. How many guys have you buried in your career? How many superstars have you absolutely derailed as they were on their way to being something good? You are the single reason why Rusev is a joke right now.
You're also the single reason why the Nexus was, you know, not the most dominant force in WWE at the time.
You're the single reason why Bray Wyatt isn't like a 3-time champion by now.
You're also the reason why AJ Styles is in the mid-card title picture. Hi, John. How are you?
You're just an asshole. And I know that your image doesn't portray that because you geared your whole brand towards the kids. So you show up at the Nick Choice Awards and all that kind of stuff. I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
I don't either.
I don't even buy your fucking engagement.
Nope.
I think that was all done for TV purposes.
And to give Nikki Bella a WrestleMania moment because she's never had one.
And for Total Divas.
Yeah, that's it.
So, John, in my opinion, you are just a walking shit show.
Which brings us to next. I threw him on the list, Virgil. Now, if you even remember who Virgil is, if he was even relevant enough for you, he was the guy that was at the right hand of the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
And then had his own little run for a little
And had his own little run in WCW.
Part of the NWO, too.
Yeah. This man still tries to make money off of his 15 minutes of fame. He'll show up at, you know, subway stations with his own little booth saying former WWE superstar Virgil. Then if you see him out somewhere, like at a restaurant or something, be like, holy shit, I remember you. First off, be glad someone actually remembers you. Second of all, don't be a greedy fuck. Hey, can I get a picture with you? Okay. Selfie. Oh, by the way, that's $30. What?
Yeah. I don't know.
You walking shit stain.
Let's get to number 10. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it.
Last
You ready?
one, which is going to conclude this video.
This one is all on me.
This was all on him. Bayley.
God, I hate you. I hate you so much. I wish somebody would just fucking punt you across the room. You and your stupid side ponytail. You could, Corey, can we end this interview with a hug? Shut up. Punch her in the mouth, Corey. God, I hate you so much. I just, I can't. Your music cues up. I can't even stand seeing your fucking face. And you're on this list solely because I hate you. That's it. There's not one bad thing to say about you, probably, except for the fact that I just can't fucking stand you. You and your stupid fucking parachute pants. Looking like an MC Hammer reject from the fucking 90s. You and your shitty looking fucking moves. Oh, Bayley the belly! How the fuck did that beat Charlotte? No! Absolutely not. I want you to get an old school DX treatment. I want somebody to drop a fucking thing full of shit on you. I want Charlotte to show up one night at Raw, out of character, and beat the hell out of you just to prove that you don't belong there. God, I hate you.
That ends this video. We have one more coming for you, and it's what chaps my ass.
I fucking hate you, Bayley.